You didn't cry. You didn't say a word. You were just sitting there holding it together on the outside, and your pet walked across the entire room, ignored everything else, and put their head in your lap. How did they know? Not the obvious stuff, not the tears, not the sounds. They knew before any of that, before you even admitted it to yourself. That's what we're getting into today. 5 signs backed by real science that your pet is reading you on a level most humans can't even reach. And I promise you, by the time we get to number 1, you're going to think about your pet completely differently for the rest of your life. Let's start with the one that happens so often you've stopped noticing it. Sign number 5. They follow you into every room, but only on certain days. Here's what's interesting. Your dog doesn't follow you to the bathroom every single day. Your cat doesn't trail you to the kitchen every morning. But on specific days, the heavy ones, the quiet ones, the ones where something inside you has shifted suddenly, they're everywhere you are. That's not a coincidence. That's a detection system. Researchers at the University of Lincoln studied how dogs process human emotional signals and found they're picking up on things we don't even realize we're broadcasting: the way we hold our shoulders, the pace of our footsteps, the rhythm of our breathing. All of it changes when we're distressed, and your pet catches every single shift. Think about it this way. You have a friend who only checks in on you when you actually need it, not every day, not randomly, but exactly when things are hard. You'd call that person unusually perceptive, unusually caring. Your pet has been doing that for years. You just thought they wanted company. But following you is just the surface. Sign number 4 is when they go further, and what they do next is something scientists couldn't fully explain until recently. Don't go anywhere. Sign number 4, they press into you and your body responds whether you want it to or not. You're sitting against the wall, floor, couch, wherever you land when things get heavy. And without a single word from you, your dog leans their full weight into your side. Your cat steps onto your chest and just stays there. You didn't ask. They didn't hesitate. Here's the part that gets fascinating. Research published in Frontiers in Psychology confirmed that dogs actively seek out physical contact with humans, specifically when emotional distress is detected, and that contact triggers oxytocin release in both of you simultaneously, the same neurochemical that fires between a mother and her newborn. Your pet is literally, not figuratively, literally producing a biological calming effect in your body, without training, without being asked, just by staying close. And the detail that floors me personally, they don't do this on your good days. On the days you're fine, they're spread out on the couch living their best life. The targeting is specific. The comfort is deliberate. Now here's where it gets strange. What about when they're not close enough to feel you when you're across the room? Completely still, completely quiet. Sign number 3 is about exactly that moment. And what your pet is doing from a distance is something most people never think to look for. Sign number 3. The stare that isn't just a stare. You look up, and your pet is watching you, not glancing, not distracted, fully locked in, still, patient, like they're waiting for something. Most people assume their pet wants food or attention or to go outside. Understandable, but watch the timing. This particular stare, the quiet, sustained one, tends to show up in your hardest moments. Not at dinner, not at the door. Right when you've gone somewhere dark inside your head. What's actually happening is documented. Researchers at Azabu University in Japan found that prolonged, soft eye contact between dogs and their owners creates a mutual oxytocin feedback loop, meaning the longer you hold each other's gaze, the more both of you are chemically bonding in real time. But beyond the chemistry, that gaze is a message. It translates roughly to, "I see something in you right now, and I'm not leaving." Cats communicated differently. A slow blink, that unhurried, deliberate lowering of the eyelids, is the feline version of saying, "You are completely safe with me." University of Sussex researchers confirmed in 2020 that slow blinking from cats is a direct trust and comfort signal. So next time your pet locks eyes with you in a quiet moment, understand they're not zoning out, they're checking in the only language they have. But here's the thing. All 3 signs so far, the following, the pressing, the staring, those are things you can see. Sign number 2 is happening completely invisibly. And it is the reason your pet knows you're sad before you've shown a single visible sign. This one genuinely surprised me. Sign number 2. They can literally smell your emotional state. Stay with me here, because this sounds like an exaggeration, and it is absolutely not. When you experience emotional distress, grief, anxiety, fear, even low-grade sadness, your body undergoes measurable chemical changes. Cortisol spikes, adrenaline shifts, your sweat composition changes at the molecular level, your breath changes, your skin changes. Your body is broadcasting your internal state in chemical form, constantly, whether you know it or not. Now consider this. A dog has up to 300 million scent receptors. You have 6 million. Their brain dedicates proportionally 40 times more processing power to smell than yours does. They are not experiencing smell the way you do. They are reading an entirely different dimension of reality, one made entirely of chemical information. In 2021, researchers working with dogs that had zero prior training found that the animals could identify the specific scent compounds released during human stress with an accuracy rate of nearly 94%. Not sometimes, not roughly, almost every single time. This means when your pet walks over and keeps nuzzling your neck or returns to sniff your hands again and again, they are reading your emotional chemistry. Your sadness has a scent. They identified it, and they responded. You were never hiding it from them. You couldn't. Physically, biologically, chemically, you couldn't. Now, everything we've covered, the following, the contact, the gaze, the scent detection, those are all reactions. Responses. Sign number 1 is different. Sign number 1 is when your pet stops reacting to you and starts doing something far more extraordinary. This is the one that changes how you understand the entire relationship. Don't skip it. Sign number 1. They don't just respond to your emotions, they absorb them. This is the one nobody talks about, and once you see it, you can't unsee it. You've probably noticed it without having a name for it. Your normally hyper dog goes strangely calm on the days you're depleted. Your cat, who usually demands everything from you, suddenly asks for nothing and just exists quietly nearby. They don't just notice that you're sad, they become quieter, slower, softer, like they're tuning themselves to your frequency. There's a name for this. It's called emotional contagion, and a 2019 study in the journal Learning and Behavior proved that dogs don't merely detect human emotional states, they adopt them. Internally, they synchronize with you. What that means is startling when you really sit with it. Your grief moves through your pet. Your anxiety lowers their energy. Your stillness becomes their stillness. They are not performing comfort, they are genuinely experiencing a version of what you're experiencing and restructuring their entire behavior around it. They can't say, I know you're hurting, so they do the next most powerful thing. They become exactly the kind of presence you need, without being asked, without being trained, without understanding why. Just because something in them responds to something in you and always has. Every time you thought your pet just happened to be nearby on a hard day, they chose to be there. Every time. Quietly, consistently, without credit, without complaint. That's not instinct dressed up as something meaningful. That's something closer to love than most of us are comfortable calling it. I want to ask you something, and I genuinely want you to answer in the comments. Think of one specific moment, one real moment when your pet showed up for you without being asked, when they found you at your lowest and just stayed. Maybe it was recent, maybe it was years ago. Maybe it was the hardest night of your life. Tell me that story below, because those moments deserve to be said out loud, and I think a lot of people watching this right now need to hear that they're not alone in having them. Share this with someone who has a pet that saved them a little, and subscribe because we're just getting started.